Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Paws Up Halftime Report. I am Jay Gibson. That is my friend and co-host Kevin Burrell, and it's not a pretty sight here at the cage on Senior Day, unfortunately. Your score, Western Kentucky 34, FIU 7. We thought it was going to be an offensive shootout, but as it turns out, Western Kentucky's defense is becoming the story of this game with how they're shutting down the Panthers.
Yeah, definitely making an impact. Obviously, Q1 got drilled,
and
he fumbled the ball. Western able to recover that for a touchdown. Really, right now, looking like one of the bigger differences in this game.
Yeah.
At the moment, FIU's offense looks anemic. There's just no other way to say it. It looks, not to say atrocious, but it's not looking good. A lot of possible fourth-down conversions they could have made that they just decided to punt it away. If you want to win, you got to be aggressive, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess thankfully they're getting the ball now to kick off the second half here, but if you wanted to come in and possibly make this a one-or-score game or even closer, you should have scored to end the first half of the action. They did not do that. Q1 Jenkins with a touchdown. He looks all right so far.
Yeah.
Western's defense, man, I did not expect this whatsoever.
No, man.
They are the worst defense in Conference USA. You would have thought that they would have had some sort of chance, and that obviously has not been the case.
And speaking of which, FIU's defense has had no answers for Austin Reed. He's played phenomenal through just one half of football, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, man. He has looked impressive, like the quarterback we thought he was going to be. And again, Western Kentucky's running game has still been relatively efficient, despite that not even being the focal point of their offense.
Honestly, I mean, it's pretty impressive that they haven't been able to get the ball moving too much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of running the ball, obviously, that was expected. They're not a very good run team.
They're not.
But FIU's been able to stop that, where, obviously, as expected, Western has been able to dominate. That's been the passing game. As you mentioned, Austin Reed, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns. This guy is a stud. He's one of the best quarterbacks in Conference USA. So,
he is.
Yeah.
The only real mistakes that Western Kentucky has made today was that missed PAT on their final touchdown. That was pretty much the only mistake. I have never seen this before. The referees had to they called an extra point no good. They reviewed it to see that it actually went through. I've never seen that before in college football. But here's the interesting question. We saw something similar to this happen against Jacksonville State. So what did Mike McIntyre do? He took out Q1 Jenkins for Grayson James. Do you think we're going to see something like that?
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. I think they should. I think Grayson, and this is a point that we're going to hammer down very well in the offseason. I do think they did Grayson a little bit dirty. He's getting one last shot. I guess we would have to check how many games he's played this season because, as we know, they're trying to protect that red shirt.
Yeah.
So to be able to red shirt this season. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, FIU still has a good chance to win. I mean, there's still 2 quarters to play.
There's still a lot of time.
You never know. Western has been in some very close games. They've had these types of leads before, and they've ended up either losing or it's been a very close matchup for the most part. So, yeah.
And this is now the 3rd time this season that FIU has opened up a game allowing 21 unanswered. That also happened against UTEP. Jacksonville State, both games at home. Feels like FIU sometimes plays their worst football at home, if you can believe it, man. It's been a rough first half, and you're setting yourselves up for a disappointing second half when you give up a big lead like this, because no matter how good your offense really is, it's a tough task to not only shut out Western Kentucky in the second half, but to score how many points? Like 27 unanswered.
Yeah, it's just a matter of now seeing what FIU's offense can do.
Yeah.
They need to get it going. There's no other way to say it. They need to get it going, and they want a chance to win. A lot of teams today have lost. A lot of teams have fell down to 4-8. Saw it with Middle. FIU needed that if they want some sort of miracle to happen for them to get the ball.
Not to mention SMU against Navy as well. Things are going FIU's way, but it all depends on if they can actually get a W. And it's not looking good, man. We are on a Chris Mitchell watch party here because Chris Mitchell so far 49 yards. I don't know the exact
23 yards away.
He's 23 yards.
24 yards from breaking the record.
I say he has a very good shot of doing that this upcoming second half. So aside from that, there's also been a couple of penalties on FIU as well, some holdings and some pass interferences that have just helped out Western Kentucky. There were some drives where their defense started to step up and then force some early 3-and-outs, but as you mentioned, that hit on Jenkins, pop the ball out, scoop and score. That looked bad. Of course, I hope he's okay. But
I will give props to the offense on only one sack,
Yeah.
2 quarters of play. Things were different, so we'll see what happens.
not to mention Rocky Pierce, first collegiate touchdown. That's pretty
for
cool to
him.
see. Yeah, good for Rocky Pierce.
Hoping Jackson gets his final
Yeah,
game with FIU.
maybe we're a bit biased, but seeing Jackson McDonald in the end zone, that'd make us very
That'd
happy.
be very cool.
Any final thoughts, Kevin, on this halftime? I mean, it's unfortunate we've had to sit here and face the camera as FIU's been down double digits almost every game this season.
Just got to hope they get it going, man. That's really all I can say right now. They definitely have a chance. They've been close to making comebacks before.
Yeah.
Hopefully they could throw one up. I believe they would be the biggest comeback in program history. So
Yeah.
we could be seeing a lot of history being made today.
Alrighty then, we'll see what happens, man. But your score at halftime: Western Kentucky 34, FIU 7. There's still a lot of time left in this game. We've seen crazier things with this FIU ball club, right? So you never know. All right, I'm Jake. That's Kevin. We'll catch you guys post game. But until then, pause up.